KC, we run the ring, we run the yard, we run it all. Kansas, what you screaming out? KC, we run the ring, we run the yard, we run it all. Kansas, what you screaming out? What you screaming out? What you talking about? What you screaming about? Fight KC, everybody say, fight KC, come on, fight KC, what you screaming out? Fight KC, what you talking about? Fight KC, come on, fight KC. What you talking about? Fight KC, what you screaming about?
Hola wrestling fans, I am Marty Bell, your backstage correspondent.
And I'm Ben Miller, the voice of the NWL.
And Ben, what an exciting show we have for everyone at home tonight.
That's right, Marty. Our first matchup is an I-70 Series war between Blaine Meeks and the 5-star phenom, Todd Letterman.
After that, we'll be seeing Hans Ruger's debut as he takes on Kansas City champion Dak Draper.
And in our main event, we have Thor Theriot with Bob Holly taking on the foundation of Michael Strider and the Monarch Jeremy Wyatt.
Enough talking from us. Let's head down to the ring for the action.
Right? But all he does is, he's got to right the wrongs and all of it, blah, blah, blah. It's terrible. Live your own life, you jerk.
Look at Letterman grinding that shoulder into the solar plexus of Blaine Meeks. Blaine Meeks is a do-gooder here in the National Wrestling League Kansas City, but he definitely knows how to pick his spots, and maybe tonight wasn't the smartest of those spots as Letterman just elevates Blaine Meeks out of the corner.
Just goes to show you the type of competition that we have here in the NWL. This is a main event anywhere in the country. This is the first match here on the show. Unbelievable.
Knee right to the midsection by the 5-star phenom. And as you said earlier, Todd Letterman is not only extraordinarily powerful, but he can be as quick as a cat when he wants to be. And he just punted Blaine Meeks' ribs through the uprights, going for a cover. Referee Nick Chin right on top of the action here inside the Scottish Rite Temple. What a matchup we have to start off our program here tonight.
Nothing fancy about Todd Letterman's offense. It's straightforward. It's smashing you right in the mouth, just like the way this guy used to play football is how he wrestles. He doesn't take a back step to anyone, and he keeps moving full force, and Blaine Meeks certainly paying the price for that right now. Look at that look of pain on that idiot's face.
Yeah. The knee right in between the shoulder blades and wrenching back on both of those arms on Captain KC himself.
I hate that nickname.
What's wrong with that? He's 3-0 in the I-70 series. This guy has led the Kansas City team to a lot of victories here. Part of those 10 victories come at the hands of Captain
Well, listen,
KC.
he's Captain KC. Doesn't he have to start out being like Sergeant KC or something like that? Lieutenant Overland Park or something first?
Spinning heel kick connects right with the face of Blaine Meeks.
That's what we're talking about, the speed of Todd Letterman.
Todd Letterman, the agility of Todd Letterman is so impressive, and that's one of the reasons why he is the current reigning and defending St. Louis champion. And one has to wonder if Blaine Meeks can pick up a victory against Todd Letterman tonight, how that makes him look in the overall standings of the NWL. Will he switch sides and go to St. Louis just to try to get that title from around the waist of Todd Letterman?
Listen, I don't even know if that's even legally possible. I don't know what the contract details are on these guys, if they can switch rosters or not. But certainly any victory over a guy like Todd Letterman is a huge feather in your cap. And I think it would certainly mean something as far as the standings go, and maybe force Dak Draper's hand to giving him a rematch.
Oh, elevates him into the lights, and up and down he goes. Blaine Meeks right in the center of the canvas here in the Scottish Rite Temple. Did you see the elevation on that high back body drop?
Just shot him all the way up into the rafters of this spooky old building. You know this building is haunted. You know that, right? That's true. I'm not making that up.
I didn't say you were. I'm just not commenting either way if this building is haunted or not. But one thing I know is the fans here in the Scottish Rite Temple love the action that they see each and every other Saturday night at the Scottish Rite Temple.
Maybe we should be charging these ghosts for tickets, too. If they're not paying, they need to be paying.
Todd Letterman Letterman once again misses a charge into the corner. Blaine Meeks could be trying to haul him over for a vertical suplex here. Not many people have got Todd Letterman off his feet, especially in a vertical suplex. And he almost got it reversed right there. Letterman really putting the brakes on, and it's not hard when you're 350 pounds.
Knee to the head. Is he going to get him? Why does he keep going for it?
Oh, drives him stomach first, almost in a standing gourd buster, and just drops Blaine Meeks right on the canvas. He went nowhere in that vertical suplex attempt.
Todd Letterman is more than just a big guy, more than just a strong guy. This guy is a guy who's been a great athlete his entire life. Knows all about body control, leverage, all of those things. You're not going to just pull one over on a guy like Todd Letterman.
Irish whip by the five-star phenom. Blaine Meeks puts the brakes on. Todd Letterman going charging in, and Blaine Meeks pulls the top rope down, and the five-star phenom goes spilling to the outside here. Todd Letterman, when you're that big, that much momentum, you go spilling to the outside, and you're going to be down for a little bit. Now the referee's trying to put the count on Todd Letterman.
Absolutely. Todd Letterman weighing in at well over 345 pounds. This guy hits that concrete floor out there. That's going to be a lot of damage. He's taking its toll on him. That might have hit him harder than anything Blaine Meeks has done to him tonight so far.
Letterman's back in by the count of 8. Letterman slowly rolling into the ring, getting back up to his feet, but the damage inflicted on him by Todd Letterman in this match. Blaine Meeks also slow to his feet. Now he's starting to fire up a little bit. Nice back elbow to the chin of the five-star phenom in a clothesline, and he's still up at a leg lariat and drops the big man to his knee just for a second. And what is Captain KC planning to do with the five-star phenom? Could be going for a tornado DDT here. This might, what is he going for here? He's got him up and over.
Wow. Did you see the ring move when Todd Letterman hit the mat?
Nick Chin in position 2, almost a 3 count.
What can you do against a guy like Todd Letterman? You throw everything you've got at him and the guy still keeps coming at you. You throw knees, you throw punches, and he still gets up.
Combination of strikes coming from the edge. This is, again, another side to Blaine Meeks that we haven't seen, and that aggression gets put to an end by a forearm from Todd Letterman. Again, Blaine Meeks going back on the offensive. Oh, and again, another forearm shiver sends Blaine Meeks down to the mat.
Huge shots there from those ham-like fists of Todd Letterman.
Blaine Meeks will not stop firing those kicks into that massive frame of Todd Letterman. Todd Letterman once again showing his great agility and just speared Blaine Meeks out of his boots. This should be it. 2, no! Almost a 3 count. The right shoulder just barely streaks off the mat.
Todd Letterman has yet to see somebody with this much resiliency as Blaine Meeks. I'll give the guy that much credit. You got to stay on a guy like Blaine Meeks. He's in such good condition. You can't give him even just a couple of seconds to rest. He's going to be at 100%.
Oh, he could be going for that vaunted spike driver. If he hits this, it's over. And Blaine Meeks flips out of it. And now he connects. Comic mischief from the front. And that doesn't even send the big man down. And he hits him with double knees again. And Todd Letterman is finally off his feet. What an incredible opening contest we have here. Blaine Meeks wants to take it home for Fight KC.
Whatever he's doing here, if he hits it, this could be it. Todd Letterman not moving.
Blaine Meeks with a beautiful elevated 5-star frog splash, going for a cover here too. No! Letterman gets the left shoulder up just in the nick of time.
What more can Blaine Meeks do to Todd Letterman? He has hit him with literally everything except the kitchen sink. and Letterman still back up on his feet, struggling. He's slower, but he's up.
He's slower to get back up to his feet. Meteora knee driver connects right with the
that's gotta
face.
do
It's
it.
got to be it, too. No! Once again, Todd Letterman gets that shoulder up. Unbelievable action we're seeing here tonight.
These guys definitely putting it all on the line. Even though this is a non-title match, there's certainly some pride here. Blaine Meeks wants to beat that St. Louis champion. He wants to show everybody that he is the best in the NWL, and what better way
What
to do
is
it?
Blaine Meeks going
I've never
for
seen
here?
him do
Could
this
go for a
before.
moonsault. Todd Letterman's up,
Yeah,
and he
shove the ref.
He just shoved Nick Chin into that top rope, and Blaine Meeks goes crashing down to the canvas. Was that inadvertent? I couldn't tell.
I think it was an accident,
And
sure.
now he hits it with a spike driver.
That's gonna do it.
1, 2, 3,
Nobody
and that's
gets up
it.
from that.
Todd Letterman makes good on his word and racks up a victory for Fight STL.
That is why Todd Letterman is the St. Louis champion. Some quick thinking on his part. Saw that Blaine Meeks fell down, accidentally couldn't stay up there on the top rope. Some kind of a miscommunication there. Blaine thinking that he could do something he couldn't do. Todd Letterman taking advantage of that situation, and he is your St. Louis champion. And it's St. Louis just a little bit closer in the I-70 series.
Score is now 10-5, and one has to wonder if you're in the St. Louis locker room. This man is not only your heavyweight champion, but he makes good on his word when he says he wants to be the captain of St. Louis and bring them back to prominence. And if he continues to wrestle this way, that may happen.
Well, if Matt Jackson, St. Louis general manager, was smart at all, he would put this man in every I-70 series matchup that he can, because I don't see anybody beating this guy anytime soon. Letterman.
Folks, we'll be right back here on NWL KC.
The NWL is brought to you by Flying Monkey Beer, doing things that are fun with people who are cool since 1996. And by the Windy Wine Company, fun wines, good times.
Wrestling fans, I'm standing here with Captain KC himself, Blaine Meeks. Blaine, you know well that the I-70 series is something we have built this promotion on, and the war between Kansas City and St. Louis. You lost tonight against Todd Letterman, the first time ever that you lost an I-70 series matchup. It's now 10-5. Where's Blaine Meeks head out tonight?
You know, Ben, every time Batman suits up, he can be drowned. He can die. Every time Spider-Man puts his costume on, he can be shot. He can be killed. He's not immortal. Every time I put my tights on, I can lose. I go in knowing that. But Captain KC, Captain Kansas City isn't based on a win-loss record. Yeah, I'm 3-1 now. I'm not undefeated anymore. But Captain KC isn't based on a win-loss record. Captain KC is based on the hopes of each and every one of the Kansas City faithful that are behind me. And yeah, I lost to Letterman tonight. That doesn't help my case. That doesn't help the fact that the last 2 matches I've had in this building, I've lost. You could say they've both been against champions, but it doesn't matter because the champion I'm interested in is Dak Draper. I want my rematch, Dak.
Welcome back. Up next, we have a Kansas City Championship match. The debuting Hans Ruger takes on Dak Draper. Let's head down to the ring.
The Mile High Magnum, Dak Draper!
Never short of confidence or swagger is our heavyweight champion, Dak Draper, but he has got to be concerned with this newcomer, Hans Ruger, and if he is able to defeat Dak Draper tonight in his first outing, what does that mean for our champ, Dak Draper?
Well, it just goes to show you the amount of confidence that a guy like Dak Draper has. He's willing to make that challenge against a guy who's obviously a great-looking athlete. We don't know what he can do inside the ring yet, but that just shows you how good Dak Draper is. He doesn't care who it is, when it is. He's the Kansas City champion, and he's taking on all comers. Anytime, anywhere. So Blaine Meeks, that's the reason you don't get your rematch, because this guy is out taking care of business. He's got a long line of people to beat, and maybe, someday, maybe soon, Blaine Meeks will get another chance. But he's got to wait at the end of the line.
Your perspective is so different than those of us that are actually watching what's transpiring in front of us, because you know that Dak Draper has been avoiding Blaine Meeks like the bubonic plague, because he knows next time he locks up with Blaine Meeks, Captain KC, that belt is going home with Blaine Meeks.
Well, you think so, huh? I think that Dak Draper is the most confident champion that we have ever seen here in Kansas City, and that goes back for decades. And I will say that I don't think Dak Draper is afraid of anything. You just want your buddy Blaine to do well. You're part of that generation where everybody deserves a trophy, right? So Blaine, because he tried hard, he should be the champ. Well, Blaine, you didn't have it, and you're not the champion, and you got to wait at the bottom of the list.
Bell has sounded and we are underway. Hans Ruger and Dak Draper. And what I expect in this match is we're gonna have a feeling out process between these two big athletes. They're gonna try to figure out the other one's weakness, if there is one, capitalize on that and pick up the 1, 2, 3. And it looks like Dak Draper has just got the better of a strength contest in that collar and elbow tie.
Dak Draper didn't get to be the Kansas City champion by luck. It just didn't just happen to him one day. This guy spends hours and hours in the gym, in the ring, doing all sorts of things to make sure that he is in the top physical condition. And not only that, but that he's also at the top of his game skill-wise as well. I don't know why you act so surprised about things like that.
Once again, the two bulls have locked horns, and they are embattled in a test of will and a test of strength with the collar and elbow tie-up. And now it looks like Ruger may have gotten the best of that one. And Todd Countryman putting the count on both of them.
He may have had a little bit of hair there, I think. That's probably why he got the better of that exchange. Dak Draper taking exception to it.
Dak Draper frustrated by the strength perhaps of Hans Ruger, and puts a boot right into the midsection and locks in that side headlock. Hans Ruger down to the mat hard. Dak Draper got a little bit of that drop kick, and now that display of strength that we've seen, Hans Ruger puts an end to that, rolls Dak Draper over, shoulders not down yet. Now it is Countryman making the count, and he gets a 1. Hans Ruger once again locks in that side headlock. Transitions for Dak being into putting that side headlock on him.
Well, you're right, Miller. There certainly is going to be a little bit of a feeling out process here. Both men not really wanting to make a mistake as of yet. Not that you ever want to make a mistake, but you're not putting yourself out there and being vulnerable with somebody who you really don't know a whole lot about. I don't know anything about this Hans Ruger guy. I don't even know if he's really from Austria. He looks, he could be from Mexico, as far as I know.
Arm drag takeover. Hans Ruger's going to try to connect with that elbow drop again, right into the chest. This one actually hits and gets a 2 count.
Smart move there by Dak Draper. Things getting a little out of hand.
Now look at him. The champion is calling for a timeout.
Well, I believe that's
how apropos right now when he's getting beat by Hans Ruger.
Listen, I believe that's the champion's prerogative. The champion can take a timeout, cool things off. People want to see the champion do well. He needs a break. He needs a break. You listen to these fans here with their tighty whities chant. That's terrible. How disrespectful. I suppose you condone this type of thing, don't you, Miller?
Absolutely. The fans really getting under the skin of Dak Draper, because at every given opportunity, he gets under everybody else's skin. So I think a little turnabout is fair play.
Well, he doesn't get under my skin. This is a guy who is a winner. Guys like us, we just have to stick together. I get why you don't like him, because you can never be a guy like him.
I can't believe you just looped yourself into the same class of athlete as somebody like Dak Draper. You're living in a dream world.
Listen, I do the circuit training a couple of times a week.
Oh, just drove him on that apron back first. Had him up in a belly-to-back suplex. Hans Ruger showing his strength, and both men keep breaking Todd Countryman's count on the outside. They want to do a little business out there, and I think we should let him. Hans Ruger might be going for that European uppercut. No! Steps aside, does Dak Draper, and drives his head right into that steel post.
Unbelievable maneuver right there from Dak Draper. Not something you've probably seen in decades. This guy knowing that he's very, very smart. He lured Luger in. He lured him in the whole way. Played him like just like shooting fish in a barrel now.
Dak Draper slamming the head of Hans Luger, first off that security railing, then off that apron. He's really trying to take it to Hans Luger, maybe trying to finish the match partially outside the ring and then take it all the way in the ring and take it home for that 1-2-3. And now Dak Draper has peeled back that protective mat, which isn't thick to begin with, but now he wants to inflict real damage on Hans Luger.
That's right. That is a very thin carpet over concrete on that floor right there. Whatever he has planned for Hans, it's not going to feel good. Smart move by Dak Draper, constantly breaking Todd Countryman's count.
Shows you the ring general and ring awareness aptitude that Dak Draper displays each and every time he's out here in front of these fans. Love him or hate him, this guy knows what he's doing.
Did you hear the impact that Hans Luger's back had on the concrete floor there? Unbelievable. He could have it right here.
Dak Draper not yet able to put away the Austrian sensation, Hans Luger. I had a chance to talk to Hans before his match here tonight, and let me tell you, this guy he's entertaining. He likes to have a good time. He likes to train a lot. He trains hard. And I suggest that all you fans go watch the interview that Hans has on the internet backstage here at the NWL.
Yeah, you might as well go watch it now, because this Hans Luger, I don't know that he's going to be around much longer if Dak Draper keeps treating him like this. Dak Draper firmly in control of this match, showing you why he is the first and the greatest Kansas City champion.
Oh, that leaping knee just drove right into the forehead of Hans Luger like a surgeon with that precision on the knee drop. Dak Draper still trying to figure out the key. What is it going to take to put someone like Hans Luger away?
Well, this is that great unknown. You don't know what a guy like Hans Luger has in the tank. You don't know what his intestinal fortitude is, but he's certainly showing a lot of it here tonight. Just goes to show you the impact that the NWL is having on the wrestling world. You've got people from all over the world now wanting to be here in Kansas City, wanting to be in St. Louis. The amount of competition getting better and better and stronger, tougher, faster, just overall better every single week here in the NWL, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Hans Luger knew that the place to be is Kansas City, Missouri, and the NWL. He wants that championship, and he wants it bad. And Dak Draper driving 2-3 hard elbows right into almost the bridge of the nose, top of the head of Hans Luger. And I'm surprised Hans Luger's still conscious after those elbow strikes.
Very solid shots to the bridge of the nose and forehead of Hans Luger right there from Dak Draper. Dak firmly in control and has been for the last several minutes here. Is there anything that Dak Draper can't do? I bet you if you put Dak Draper in a chess tournament, he'd win that. He'd probably win a darts tournament as well. This guy, just a fantastic athlete. He's a winner. He's going to find a way to win every single time out.
Rolls him up. He was going for a quick victory there with the schoolboy. Again, rolls him up with another schoolboy too. Oh, hard, vicious clothesline takes Hans Luger down to the mat, and as my broadcast colleague was just saying, who I believe is the president of the Mile High Fan Club, this is nothing taken away from the athletic prowess of the Mile High Magnum, Dak Draper.
Listen, I'm a member. I'm not the president, but I certainly am a member, and I don't know why you wouldn't be. If you like winners, you like talented wrestlers, of course you'd be cheering for Dak Draper. You probably cheer for the staff guys.
I do like the staff guys. I want an orange shirt myself.
Looks awful, by the way.
Driving knees right into the solar plexus of Hans Luger, sends him hard into the far side. Here, Hans Luger able to get that elbow up right in the jaw of Dak Draper. A up against the face of Dak Draper, and Dak Draper keeps coming. Hans Ruger takes him down with a shoulder tackle. Hans Ruger a little woozy on his feet and pancakes. But Dak Draper just pancakes Hans Ruger in the middle. 1, 2, oh, so close. Hans Ruger gets that left shoulder up. That might have been our closest near fall of the matchup so far.
Very, very close there. Dak Draper, I think he thinks that was a 3 count, and I can say very well could have been. Every week we see something new from Dak Draper. We see this guy constantly upping his game. A lot of folks, when they become a champion, they just sort of get a little complacent. We're not seeing anything like that from the Kansas City champion, Dak Draper.
Look at Dak Draper stepping on one of the hands and wrenching in almost an abdominal stretch and holding onto the hair. And Todd Countryman wisely putting the count on him. You could just see a chunk of hair falling out of Hans Ruger as he gets driven into the mat. What a vicious move that was. That was just to punish him. That wasn't even to get a submission.
Well, I think that Hans Ruger hanging in this long with Dak Draper has surprised Dak Draper just a little bit. It certainly surprised me as well. We didn't know anything about this guy coming in. We knew he was coming, right? We knew he was a good-looking athlete, but we didn't know just how much this guy had. Dak Draper wants to show him, it isn't this easy. You don't just come in and get to be a top guy without paying your dues, without having to take some lumps, and that's exactly what he's been doing here most of the night here.
Oh, he's challenging Dak Draper, and he obliges that challenge by driving a forearm into the chin. Look at him with his feet on the ropes. There's your champion right there, really trying to cut corners to get a victory over the Austrian sensation, Hans Ruger.
You can say that he's an Austrian sensation all you want, but to me, he looks like a guy who is outclassed right now by our Kansas City champion, and that is Dak Draper.
I kind of like the sound of that, Austrian sensation.
I hate that. I'm going to have to hear that every week. I'm going to hear that in comic mischief in my nightmares every single week now, thanks to you, Miller.
Hans Ruger starting to put it into the momentum of the Mile High Magnum with a series of shots and a European uppercut and make that 2. Hans Ruger trying to fight back against Dak Draper, who's had firm control of this matchup, and a sliding European uppercut. Dak Draper once again makes it back up to his feet, and he just keeps coming at Hans Ruger. And there's the Austrian bottom, going for a cover, almost gets a 3 count. Austrian bottom.
I knew an Austrian bottom. That's a completely different story that we don't have time to talk about here. Look at this guy. He back up on his feet.
Hans Ruger trying to get the crowd behind him as he comes in with a lariat to the corner of Dak Draper. What is he planning to do now? Throws the Mile High Magnum back in and a charging European uppercut. Hans Ruger wants this KC title, and he wants it bad. And I want to see what this guy's got next in store for the Mile High Magnum. Looks like he's going to the top rope.
Wow, unbelievable. Guy this size climbing up to that top rope. See what he's got in store. He's taking a long time to get up there.
He is taking a long time to get up there, and the Mile High Magnum drops himself, all 250 plus pounds, down on that top rope. And now Hans Ruger is in a precarious position, and the Mile High Magnum with a standing drop kick sends Ruger crashing to the floor.
Very unforgiving floor there for Hans Ruger. This guy still weary.
He might have landed on that exposed piece of the floor here at the Scottish Rite Temple, since those mats had been moved by Dak Draper earlier on in this contest.
I'll give this Hans Ruger an awful lot of credit. This guy has been hanging in there. He's been showing an awful lot of fight here, doing very, very well for himself, but maybe just might be
Hans Ruger
outclassed.
just collapses on top of Dak Draper too. So close to picking up a victory. I wonder if Dak Draper's knee gave out on him, because Hans Ruger just crashed down on top of the Mile High Magnum in that belly-to-back suplex attempt.
Perhaps this was more of a match than Dak Draper thought it was going to be. Sometimes, you're a champion. Oh, ow.
Scintillating forearm connects right with the jaw of Hans Ruger, and Hans Ruger face plants in the middle of the ring. Dak Draper seeing an opening. Could it possibly be the mile-high Dr. Bomb? 2, 3,
That's it.
And Dak Draper successfully defends his Kansas City championship.
What a champion Dak Draper is. This guy coming in here challenging him, and he knows nothing about him, just knows that he's from Austria, a good-looking athlete. Dak Draper showing you why he is our Kansas City champion. This guy doesn't let anything stop him. Who's going to stop Dak Draper? Red Cloud? I don't think so. Is it going to be Gil Rogers? I doubt it. Is it going to be Blaine Meeks?
Absolutely.
No
Absolutely,
way.
it'll be Blaine Meeks. If Dak Draper stops dodging Captain Kansas City and grows some intestinal fortitude, maybe we'll see a different champion here in the coming weeks. I cannot believe the debut of Hans Ruger. What a showing by this Austrian sensation, if you will, Hans Ruger.
I'm excited to have Hans Ruger here. He did a great job here tonight. Absolutely fantastic athlete, a great addition to the lineup, but he is not your Kansas City champion. That's Dak Draper.
I look forward to seeing much more of that gentleman, Hans Ruger, in the coming weeks, because I know we have not seen the last of him. Dak Draper successfully defends his championship, and folks, we'll be right back here on the NWL Kansas City.
The NWL is brought to you by X1051 is Kansas City's alternative. More music, less talk, all day. Listen for 105-minute non-stop X blocks at 8 a.m., noon, and 4 p.m. And by Up Down, Kansas City's arcade bar.
Wrestling fans, I'm standing here with the newest signee to the National Wrestling League, Hans Ruger. Hans, unfortunately, you lost tonight in your debut match against Dak Draper, but you made an impressive showing. How are you feeling coming to the NWL?
Miss TV announcer! I feel fantastic. I'm beat up and everything, but you pick yourself back up and get back on the horse. I feel fantastic coming here to NWL. Nevermore, I didn't win tonight, but you can't be always a winner. I'm gonna do my cryotherapy, my stretching, pump up in the gym, and I'll be back.
So, now that you're here, what is your goal to get a rematch with Dak Draper? Do you want to be the champion in the NWL? Or, I mean, what's next for Hans Ruger?
Affirmative. You gotta think big. You gotta think big. So, of course, Dak Draper, I'm coming for you. Don't leave any stone unturned.
All right. Hans Ruger's looking to take that belt from Dak Draper in a rematch real soon.
Welcome back, and now it is time for our main event of the evening.
I cannot wait. This is a match that a lot of wrestling fans in the Kansas City area were looking forward to in front of a jam-packed house at the Scottish Rite Temple. Thor, Theriot, and Bob Hardcore Holly are going to try to get rid of the foundation of Jeremy Wyatt, the Monarch, and Michael Strider. Let's get down to ringside for the rest of the action.
He may have not missed a beat, but he's missing a few marbles. He keeps shouting about the war he's bringing to Thor Theriot, and here comes Jeremy Wyatt. It is so bizarre if you follow Midwest Wrestling to see Jeremy Wyatt and Michael Strider occupy the same side of the ring. They're fighting against people instead of against each other. Just a very bizarre sight for somebody like me who has been following Midwest Wrestling for a very long time.
Listen, I don't think that it is so bizarre. These two guys have a lot of respect for each other. These two guys feel like at times they have been passed over recently, that maybe people have forgotten all the things that they have done for the Midwest and wrestling in general, and they're here to make people pay for it. Thor Theriot happens to be the first one on that list.
Drives him down with a belly-to-back suplex. Jeremy Wyatt going for a cover, and Nick Chin counts 2, and another tag into Michael Strider. Did you see the velocity on that belly-to-back suplex? And Thor Theriot is in trouble right here, right now.
Jeremy Wyatt, not the biggest, not the strongest man out there, but this guy's technique is second to none. He knows how to get the absolute most out of everything that he does. And Michael Strider, well, he's just barbaric right now. back chops, front chops.
And look at the bravery of Michael Strider calling out Bob Holly and distracting the referee while Jeremy Wyatt chokes away on Thor Theriot over that top rope and whips his neck over, and a vicious lariat almost took Thor Theriot's head off. Nick Chin going for a count here, almost a 3.
This is what the difference between having a partner who is your brother, who is your confidant in arms, and having a partner who maybe you just met within the last week or so. Huge difference right there. Look at the great teamwork right there from Strider and Wyatt. These two guys certainly are on the same page. Thor Theriot, he can't take too much more of a beating like this.
Oh, beautiful snap suplex, floats over into a cover. Jeremy Wyatt does have flawless technique when he's inside the squared circle as he drives a knee and steps on the head of Thor Theriot. Every move Jeremy Wyatt does to Thor Theriot is to inflict damage. And now that was just to insult him by stepping on his face there.
We have seen Jeremy Wyatt in classic wrestling matches where he is just wrestling his opponent. And there's a difference every time now that he is in the ring with Thor Theriot. You see an aggression. You see the fact that these two men really don't like each other. They really want to hurt each other. And that goes with every simple little thing, just like you said there, steps on his face when he maybe didn't have to.
Look at Michael Strider rolls through and then catches him in a rear naked choke. This could be it. He's got the legs grapevine around Thor Theriot. Thor Theriot rolling over into a pin. 2, no! Tried to turn that choke into a pin and almost pinned Michael Strider.
Smart move by Thor Theriot right there. The only way he was getting out of that is if Michael Strider let him go.
Thor Theriot unable to make a tag as Michael Strider tags Bob Holly off the apron. So Thor Theriot unable to make that tag to Bob Holly. He's incensed.
Bob Holly frustrated right now, knowing what is going on behind the referee's back, knowing that he can't get in there.
Look at Bob Holly. He is still pacing. He desperately wants to get in there and put a beating on the foundation of Jeremy Wyatt and Michael Strider.
You know, if I were Bob Holly, I would just see if Thor's check cleared. I'd make a quick phone call. If it did, maybe then I would just take off. No reason to stay out here and endure this. Why wouldn't it?
Haphazard leg drop by Michael Strider. Effective nonetheless, driving that leg right across the throat of Thor Theriot. And I don't think Thor Theriot knows what corner he's in right now. It was almost like he was reaching out for Jeremy Wyatt, and Thor Theriot trying to fire back some right hands to the face of Michael Strider. Reverse elbow for Jeremy Wyatt. Thor desperately trying to make his way out of the foundation's corner. And he gets whipped back in. And a beautiful power slam by Michael Strider. Jeremy Wyatt mounts the top rope, and a beautiful diving elbow drop. His tribute to the Macho Man, and he kips up. This guy is ready to fight.
That's gonna be it for Thor Theriot. He should go for the cover right now.
And once again, mocking Bob Holly. The referee was not able to stop and charging Bob Holly. And Holly giving chase to the foundation here. The foundation running for their lives. Here comes Bob Holly once again, able to just chase the foundation away from Thor Theriot. This might buy Thor Theriot some very valuable time here.
Well, certainly is maybe the only move Bob Holly could make right now is try to run both of these guys off. Thor is in a lot of pain right now after that devastating power slam, then the big elbow drop from the top rope. Thor still slow to get up. This guy is hurt, and he is hurt bad.
He needs desperately to make that legal tag to Bob Holly, and what better time to do it, but now Jeremy Wyatt slithering back in the ring and pulling Thor Theriot to the foundation's corner.
I said it earlier today, Miller, these two guys don't care if it takes all night. They're slow, they're methodical. They're really putting the beating on Thor Theriot. Look how close he is to their corner. Look how far away he is from Bob Holly. Great tag team wrestling right there from the foundation.
Jeremy Wyatt punts Thor Theriot right in the chest, and again maintains control of Thor Theriot by locking in that front chancery and driving a knee right into the face. Make that two. You see those knees connecting with the jaw of Thor Theriot. What does Thor Theriot have to do? What offensive move can he lock onto Jeremy Wyatt in order to make that tag? And he's so close there. Looked like he was going for another high back body drop. And again, there he kicks him right in the back of the head. This may be the opening Thor Theriot needs to make that tag to Bob Holly.
If he doesn't make it now, he's in a world of trouble. This might be the only opportunity that he has left, if he can even make it. Even taking such a beating, even just moving a couple of feet is hard.
And there the tag has been made to Bob Holly, and he comes in with a series of clotheslines and right hands for the Foundation, and the crowd loves the beating the Foundation is taking right now.
He's giving some huge shots to Michael Strider. This guy is a house of fire right now. He's been on the outside for a long, long time.
Bob Holly has, speaking of not losing a step, look at that, a Hurricanrana connects with Michael Strider. He has not lost a step.
He's going for it.
What is he doing here? Oh, kicks him right in the midsection. That is a legal blow, by the way, because he boots him right in the stomach. And it looks like he has one for Jeremy Wyatt here. Oh, right in the midsection by hardcore Bob Holly. Michael Strider trying to put it into that with a knife edge chop, and Bob Holly spikes Michael Strider into the mat, going for a cover here, and Jeremy Wyatt breaks it up before the count of three rains down.
All four men back in the ring now. Chaos certainly ensuing here in this tag team match. Unbelievable. Thor back up on his feet.
Oh, Thor unable to connect with that high cross body over the top rope. Full Nelson slam. Slams Michael Strider right in the middle of the ring. And now Hardcore Holly is calling for the Alabama Slammer.
If he hits this on Michael Strider, it is lights out. He's setting him up for stalking him. Come on, Strider, roll out. Get out of the ring.
Look at Bob Holly. Here it is. He's got him up. If he hits this, and he gets him with a pump thrust kick, Strider rolls through 2, 3. That's it. The Foundation just pinned Bob Holly and pick up a victory in our main event tonight.
I told you, Miller, it was going to come down to teamwork, and that's exactly what happened at the end of this match here. Michael Strider, Jeremy Wyatt working together as a team.
I'm going to call it as I see it. That was a fluke. That was a fluke victory by the Foundation, taking advantage of Bob Holly's positioning when he was about to deliver the Alabama Slammer to Michael Strider.
You said Michael Strider had no business being in a wrestling ring. This guy is back. He is on fire. He looked pretty damn good to me, Miller. The Foundation hotter than ever. What are you going to do now, Thor? Who else are you going to find to maybe help you fight your battles? Doesn't look like you're in any better shape than you were before you made the phone call to Hardcore Holly. The Foundation, these guys mean business.
Oh, here we go. Michael Strider wanting to add an exclamation point to their victory. The Foundation, these guys have already won the match, and that's not good enough for these two dastardly people in Michael Strider and Jeremy Wyatt as they continue to put the beat down on Thor Theriot and Bob Holly.
Well, it's time to end this war. It's been going on for long enough, and it's going to put a final exclamation point on this. The coronation right here.
Oh, look, what? No, Thor's
got him up.
Thor has him in the Ragnarok here, drives it. And look, the Alabama Slammer's locked on Jeremy Wyatt, and he drives him in the center of the ring. And it looks like Thor Theriot and Bob Holly have turned the tables on the Foundation.
Unbelievable poor sportsmanship right there from
Will
Thor.
you stop
and
it?
They lost the match, Miller. They lost. This is sour grapes. This is what you like from your heroes after they lose a match. They attack.
They were defending themselves against Strider and Wyatt, who were attacking after they already won the matchup. This is what they deserved, and they got just what they deserved in Hardcore Bob Holly and Thor Theriot.
Hardcore Holly showing his appreciation for the fans here in Kansas City. They loved having him. We loved having him here. We're going to love having him here in the NWL anytime he wants to come back. But Thor, Theriot, back to the drawing board for you. The foundation has your number.
What an impressive showing by a veteran of our great sport, over 20 years in this business, and Bob Holly left it all in the ring for us here in the NWL, for us in the Scottish Rite Temple. And I speak for all of us when I say I cannot wait to see Bob Holly in an NWL ring again.
Absolutely, Miller. This guy is a phenomenal athlete. We love having him here. For Theriot, went out and found himself a good partner, but it wasn't quite enough. The foundation rolls on.
The bigger story here in our main event, coming out of this main event, is that this war wages on. And the next chapter, I guess we'll see the next chapter next time we're here in the Scottish Rite Temple. I don't know if these two or these three actually are ever going to stop fighting. It seems like a war that's going to wage forever.
It very well could be, Miller. And of course, if you have not been to the Scottish Rite Temple on Linwood and Paseo, you definitely have to get down here. These shows are fantastic. The excitement in the air right now is unbelievable. You're going to love it if you haven't been to one. It's great to watch us on TV, Miller, but it's nothing like being there live, isn't it?
Absolutely. We encourage all you fans to go to fightkc.com and pick up your tickets for the next event right here at the Scottish Rite Temple on Linwood and Paseo, and see great action like you've seen here tonight on 38th The Spot. Folks, we're out of time. We got to get out of here. For Christopher Fulton, I'm Ben Miller. Good night, everybody.